What's up, guys? It's your boy Cyrex. Welcome back to the first free show of 2018. This is episode 33. It's a good starting number, not a good landing number. So I'm glad that we're doing this. I'm glad that I ended 2017 with episode 32. That's a very good number. I know I sound a little crazy already. If you're not a math person or just don't think like me, then just don't mind me. But yeah, I'm really glad. I hope you guys have already had a happy new year. I hope you guys enjoyed your New Year celebrations, enjoyed all Christmas stuff and all that kind of good stuff. Let's take a look here. What I'm doing over here, I'm just uploading some lyrics. I'm uploading Go Up to Genius. Let me take a look here. I need to add the SoundCloud URL as well as a YouTube URL, because people love YouTube. I know I should have these songs on my channel. I'm probably gonna do that like ASAP. It's just that there's like other ones that they automatically upload. So I don't know, maybe I should just probably promote, that playlist. Let me play with my options here. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Alright, well, I guess what I'll do is I'll edit my profile. Oh my goodness, those pictures are so damn outdated. Wow, what a bad one. Oh my goodness, that picture looks awful. I mean, not that I look absolutely awful in it, but I mean, I'm not particularly impressed with myself in that picture. That was years ago. It's also the main picture of, the Google Plus account that I don't use. I remember a few years back, Google Plus was supposed to be that huge thing that's just, it's not Facebook, but it's basically like Facebook, as as XKCD said, for all my XKCD readers out there. Yo, you know what? I haven't actually read that comic in some time. Ooh, yes. Ooh, yes. Okay. That is perfect. That is fucking gold. Okay. Alright, so I just found a way to maybe I can. Ooh, that's even better. Oh my goodness, that is pure gold. Alright, guys, so my YouTube, looks a little better than it did. Oh my goodness, did I seriously? So I titled one of the videos poorly. Wasn't the wisest thing, but I'm fixing it now. I'm adding a annotation as well. Oh my goodness. I know, I'm operating like a complete mess. But it's okay. It's completely okay, and I got this. Oh, wow. Wait a second. No, I did the right thing. Huh. That may have uploaded wrong. That's okay. Now let's get back to what's going on here. So, I am basically very pleased to very pleased to display to you it's 2018 and big things are happening already. So last week I did, I performed at the Hip Hop R&B night presented by the House of Currency. Shout out to Young C. Shout out to all the members of House of Currency. I have not really had the pleasure to meet many of you, with the exception of K Street Dealer. I don't know if that's your actual alias, but that is your handle. So shout out to you too. It was a fun night. I got to, funny thing is actually I did my first two-a-day, which I know is already a practice for, the term for like a sports practice, but I'm using it in this scenario. Something for what is it? See, I'm typing and trying to think at the same time. I'm using it as something to mean, as a euphemism basically, for 2 performances in one day. Now I know that's not unheard of or anything, but it was a first for me. It was definitely a first for me. Well, is that accurate? It was a first as a rapper. Because I've had multiple performances in one day. I've had up to maybe 2 or 3, maybe it's possible even 4 performances, back when I was a percussionist. Back when I was like really on that percussion shit, yeah. Yeah, and it was cool. Ooh, alright, so the album cover. Alright, now I have to organize these a different way. Yeah, one huge thing you need to be good at is maneuvering your computer. Absolutely a big thing. Okay, and it's also wise to wait a second. So how did I? Tell me. This is probably it. Okay, at least that's it. Yeesh. Alright, so now I've placed the album cover, and I need to also put some links on here. So give me just a quick second, and I gotta put a link. But the point of all this is, and I'm back, y'all. The point of all this is 2018 has already presented some big things. So I'm already basically, making my rounds around Miami. Well, not really, but still. We're talking about a cafe that's in Carroll City. And they got a good setup too. They got a stage, they got a DJ booth. It's really cool. So it's you get the feel that this was designed to not only be, a little cafe, but also a performance venue. So, I went from Artistic Vibes, and anybody who knows me knows that I've been rolling with Artistic Vibes since 2013, since towards the end of 2013, last quarter of 2013. And then after just a couple weeks, August, but after just a few weeks there, I had the good fortune. I was I'm not a religious man, but you can say I was blessed with a bunch of people who I guess liked me so much. They enjoyed me so much, and I know it's I know that I didn't exactly capitalize on all of that momentum when I should have, but that's still something that happened. Is they liked me so much and they enjoyed Breaking Point so much that they wanted to make it known that I was their favorite act of the night on enough occasions, and especially one night, enough people, to make me a feature for the the following week. That was really awesome. That was really dope. I got to do normally, that was at the time. This was up until last year, Artistic Vibes was going every week. Every week. I mean, I don't know if it was since their inception, but at the very least, at least a year prior to when I first performed there, they were still going every week up until about a year ago. And especially during this time, they had a card. They would give out a card to everybody, and they would ask everybody. They would ask people, who you are, what's your what's your email addresses. They would ask for an email address, so that way they could send you events. Of course, build an email list. And then it also asked, what was your favorite, who was your favorite act of the night? Now, towards a certain point, it would also ask, who was your second favorite, that kind of stuff, or just list two favorites, But in this particular time, it was, who was your favorite act of the night? And I thought it was really, really cool. Excuse me, by the way. I burped a little bit. I thought it was really cool. Especially the fact that I've been only going for like maybe 4 or 5 weeks, I'd say. And then I got to be a feature. Now, the person who was supposed to feature the week that I won the most votes, that person wasn't able to make it. That's Atlas. He is a local poet. He's the brother of Narciso. So I guess I would call him Atlas Montes. Their last name is Montes, or seems to be Montes. So shout out to them. It's been a while since I see either of them, but they're amazing poets. They're like fucking straight up legendary poets, at least around here. But definitely should be on a greater scale. But I don't think they were shooting for fame. So anyway, Atlas wasn't able to make it that week, so they asked him to do it the next week. They also, when I see the event, it says, featuring Atlas and Cyrex. I'm like, wait a second. Now, yeah, this is my first talk because I didn't know who Atlas. I actually met him at that performance. I'm like, okay, I don't know who Atlas is, but am I being asked to feature? That's fucking crazy. Needless to say, I jumped on that shit. And I was actually able to recruit several of my friends to go. That's probably actually that probably is tied with the show from, from Midtown, just this past year. Those easily have my, greatest attendance of any shows that I've done ever. But a few other nights at AV can, kind of rival them. Kind of. Still working on getting that kind of attendance at at a Verse Fridays or at anything else. But I'm working on it. I swear I'm working on it. That reminds me, y'all. Progress is out, like, on all platforms. It's on Amazon. All my Amazon users is on there. Jump on it. It's on Spotify. It's on iTunes, Apple Music. It's on Tidal, all that. But I also even made a lyric video out of it, and I'm probably going to make another one. Just because I can. Boop, boop, boop. Yep. So, wait, what field is required? Oh, I didn't click rap on Genius. Yeah, because it gives you the option, primary tag is rap, pop, R&B, rock, country, non-music. I should put this shit as non-music, just fuck it, right? No, I won't do that. But let's take a look. So I'm going to submit it. I'm going to do a few annotations right off rip. And I hate the fact that this thing defaults to choosing my Oh my goodness, that too. The fact that you seriously want me to open up like a URL for the uh, for the album art? Must I? Mm. All right, so I'll pull it up in some way. Goodness, when did I send it? Oh, here it is. All right, so I just need to open it in a new tab. New tab, and there it is. There she blows. Header background can just be the same thing. Okay, albums. Ain't on no album yet. Yeah, that's about all the credits that I need here. Oh, jeez, it did that thing again where it gave me 4 IQ. Like, can't y'all just be consistent? Like, can't you just give me... Oh, I hate when you do that. For that I would just take it away. So now I have 2,389 IQ. I have a Genius IQ of 2,389. That's cool. But Go Up is now on Genius, featuring Koala, produced by Eric Ria. Got this shit that make you wanna go nuts. Turn it up and make the people go up. That's right. I don't know if I'm gonna do too much tonight though. I want to leave some surprises, and I also want to kind of focus on what we got right now. So what do we got right now? Basically, I just wanted to start this with, telling you guys about what's going on, telling you guys about how this year is picking up, and I really hope that it is picking up for you guys as well. I'm going to be with you the whole way, as long as you're with me. I know that sounds a little cheesy, but whatever. We rock together, right? Free rock. Now, I want to give a shout out to a couple cities. So, I want to give a shout out to all my top cities on Spotify. These are top cities now. I'm going to go in reverse order. Top 10. First, we have Katy, Texas. Wait, is it even... Yeah, it's Katy, Texas. I'm assuming it's Katy. I don't know if it's Katy or Caddy. It could honestly go either way. So no disrespect to the lovely people of Caddy or Katy. I don't even know what to say now. Oh my goodness. I'll just stick with Katy. It looks like Katy. So, shout out to the people of Katy, Texas. Much love for... What song were y'all listening to? The one listener. What song were you listening to? I think it was Waiting. It is Waiting. All right, so I definitely appreciate that you like Waiting. I did produce that. And just thank you. Thank you for listening. Number 9, Jacksonville. So what do we listen to in Jacksonville? Shout out to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is where I went to see Radical Something. It was a very nice time. It was a lovely city. Cool people out there. Although I'd be lying if I said I was primarily talking to people that are, that happen to be from Jacksonville. Here we go, found it. So my fan from Jacksonville is enjoying Reckless, so much love. Reckless is a a favorite of mine. Actually, it is currently my personal favorite. Love Reckless so much. It could pick a brick will fill a chicken spit and spit the river, snicker still ain't spill a silver villain, gilded sickle killer. My goodness, I wish that I could like reach out to the person directly on Spotify. I have no way of finding you. Oh, you know what though? Okay, I thought of something. Because I have an at. I have a biography in Spotify. It's short. It's only a couple sentences, but it's not nothing. So, let's take a look here. Let's keep going. Number 8 is Homestead. I got one listener in Homestead. Now, I have an inclination to believe that that's my babe, Elsie. Shout out to you, my number one fan of the music and number one fan of the show. And let's take a look here. Let's take a look. Okay, so yeah, Reckless. So I already think it's you. Okay. No, I just clicked the same song. Nope. I'm just clicking through each song as well, just to find what it is you're listening to, or what else you're listening to. So yeah, because it's Reckless, that's the one listed here. I have an inclination to believe that it's my babe. If it's not, still, thank you very much. Thank you very much for finding me somehow, and for enjoying. At least I hope you enjoyed. I hope you saved it on one of your playlists, because at least if I'm on your playlist, you'll get to me again at some point. I'm here for the slow grind. I'm here for the long time, and I'm gonna make it a good time. You feel me? Number 7 is Pompano Beach. Now, I don't go to Pompano Beach, so that is really cool. I've never been to Texas, just, also frame of reference. I haven't been to any state that does not have an Atlantic coastline. So, yeah. Nor have I been to a state north of New York. So picture New York and southward. That's where I've been. Also, DC, but like passing through. Let's take a look here. So, number 7 is Pompano Beach. Pompano Beach is our first Broward County city. Shout out to Broward County. Y'all are lovely people. So who's listening to me in Broward? Okay, going up the list. Still haven't found you. Ooh, Progress. You're listening to Progress. Shout out to you. And you're listening to Good as Fuck. Okay. Alright, I'm liking you more and more. And Elsewhere. Alright. Ooh. And Chillin' Stunt. Yeah, Ooh. And Go Up. Alright. Nice. Damn, that is 5 of my songs that you like. Wait, was it? It was at least 4. Crap, I forgot them already. Progress, Go Up, Good as Fuck, Chillin' Stunt, Elsewhere. Yeah, it was 5. Nice. Alright, yo, much love to you. My goodness, that makes me feel all warm inside. You're so dope. I hope that you had a chance to follow. And let's take a look here. I wish Spotify would do a live stream. Let me do a live stream or some shit like that. I don't know. Number 6 we have Columbus. So that inclines me to believe that it's my man Eric Ria or somebody close to Eric. Now, if it's not Eric himself, it must be somebody close, because that somebody close to me would know that Eric has produced several of the singles on Spotify, or several of my singles period. So let's go up the list again. Alright. Nope. Wow. Okay. This will be number. Here it is. Progress. Progress makes sense. You already know it's Cyrex on the beat. This is Progress. Progressively reinventing great rap great rap sounds and styles. Goodness. Yeah, I'm having the hardest time speaking. Alright, so really it's Progress. That's really the one. So yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to you. If it's Eric, shout out to you also for such a dope beat. I know that you had said that this is a chill step beat, but I mean, your prowess made this chill step beat, and I'm really stoked about that. And my, the work I put in, what I've gained from putting all this work in, this ability, straight up, this ability, I said, this, allowed me to have the thought to, have the idea that came to my head and use that to repurpose the chill step vibe into, into a song about stress, to a song about making progress. He said it. Yeah. So yeah, that makes me happy. All right, we're up to top 5. By the way, the 4 through 10 each have 1, so I'm sure that's fluctuating every day, but I still thank you guys very much for participating, because that's what you're doing. You're participating in freak rock culture, so to speak. This one, number 10, is a city that I did not know about, and I apologize for making it sound like that, but I just actually didn't know, to be quite honest, I don't even know about that many cities in Florida. When you think about like how many cities in a state like there's not that many. You probably know like a bunch of areas of one city or 3 cities or something like that. But to know that many cities, you must be a man of your state or a person of your state. Or you must just live in a very small state. Like you could be a Rhode Island person, and Rhode Island is a small state. I could see somebody knowing a bunch of cities in Rhode Island, like a shit ton. So number 5 brings us to Round Rock, Texas. Now, Round Rock seems to be a part of, it is a part of the greater Austin area. So Round Rock is fairly close to Austin, Texas. Now, shout out to you, bringing my music to the suburbs. I mean, we're looking at 100,000, just under 100,000. Or it's probably by now 100,000 people. This is rivaling the approximately 16,000 people in Katy, which is actually in the greater Houston area. Yeah, the Houston, Katy, Woodlands, Sugarland metro. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's go up the list. And what are you listening to? By the way, y'all, Breaking Point, despite what it was, when I first had it out, it's not getting as much love these days. So please be sure to show Breaking Point some love. Breaking Point ain't got quite as many plays. Alright, so our Round Rock fan, Progress, good choice. Shout out to you. Like when I see some of these cities, I just wonder what it's like to live there and how you would come across my music. You know, like how does somebody living in Pompano Beach come across my music? Like you can immediately, especially if you're from South Florida, you can immediately think of a bunch of rappers from the Pompano Beach area, from the Fort Lauderdale area, who do not sound anything like me. We're talking we're talking your Ace Hoods, talking your Kodak Blacks, talking your XXX Tentaciones. These are guys that sound nothing like me. So I wonder, how somebody comes across me. But it definitely makes me feel good. It makes me happy that somebody out there happened to find me and liked what, or at least hopefully liked what they heard, because we're just seeing who listened to what. I mean, it's not exactly 100 plays a day average. So number 4, we have Tampa. That's fucking awesome. Shout out to Tampa. Ain't been in a while, but lovely place to be. Alright, Reckless. Now, with Tampa, I mean, we're talking an opposite coast now. We're talking the Florida Gulf Coast. We're talking about the part of South Florida that's, not quite far south. Not as far south, anyway. I may have flickered through a few of the songs in a weird pace, but yeah, it looks like Tampa, my Tampa fan, is on Reckless. Alright. And it says 0% from Spotify playlists or radio, 0% from other people's playlists, 0% from other sources. That means that you found my profile, or you had my music saved. Either way, if you're in that 21%, how can that be with one person? Doesn't matter. You're in that 21%, shout out to you. The special shout out to you. That really means a lot. Anybody who's saving my music to their playlists, yeah, that's dope. Or saving my music and or adding it to a playlist. That's fucking awesome. On any platform. I know I only have data for Spotify. That's really because that's the only place I've gotten access so far. Things still pending with Apple. Probably need more listeners or something. I don't know. But if that is the case, please do go listen on Apple Music, or on iTunes, or buy it on iTunes. Especially since free samples. It even though it's an EP technically, it is 3 songs, and it's only $2.97. Same thing with Google Play. Now, one place, I forgot what store it was, they straight up wanted to price the album, price the EP at $9.99. I'm like, whoa, I mean, if somebody wants to do that for me, I mean, because I don't have to tell you. I mean, I imagine I don't have to tell most of my. This is like pretty simple math. So I imagine I don't have to tell most of my fans that we're talking 3 tracks. So it's 99 cents a pop. So we're talking $2.97 versus $9.99. I'm saving you $7.02. So to anybody who does actually pay the $10. I mean, I'm truly inclined to assume that was just out of support. And anybody who does do that, assuming that option is still available, because I can't change that myself. I can't go into these aren't my stores. I'm just distributing my music so that it can be solicited there. Can it be solicited there? I think, did I use that correctly? Yeah, so it can be solicited there. Let's go back. So yeah, that seemed to be Reckless. Let's go back. By the way, at this time, the last 28 days, 4% of my streams on Spotify have been from Spotify playlists and radio. So that's fucking awesome. I'm getting into the algorithms right now. Now it's probably for the related artists that I have listed, which, it's a little weird because most of these artists they're EDM artists. I don't really have, as far as related artists on Spotify, I'm still building, enough of a following on Spotify. So related artists are going to be pretty wrong for a while. Not as any disrespect to any of these artists. It's just that I checked out who I was listed. I checked out at least one song from everybody to whom I'm listed to whom I'm listed to be similar to, rather. Everybody who popped up in the similar artists, related artists tag or section. Obviously, that's because, it may not be obvious to everybody, but there was another Cyrex. There was a Cyrex who is an EDM DJ. I believe he's from Germany, but he doesn't use the name Cyrex anymore. At this time, he uses the name Eric C. EIRIC C, with the this separate C is capital, of course. But yeah, I don't blame him for continuing to have stuff that he was billed on still as Cyrex, because that would be a motherfucker to go and have to change every single one of those. So when I first got access to Spotify, I had some very wrong statistics, and I had more monthly listeners than I thought I did. But I was like, you know what? That's probably gonna fuck up my money, and it's gonna make it harder for people to find me too. So yeah, I just had to move along. But check this out. Or rather, I had to just go through the proper channel. Move along what? I had to go through the proper channel to make sure that my stuff was listed properly. So now I do have my own separate artist page on Spotify with all of my singles, with all of the stuff that I've released on Spotify. And I also have the blue check mark. I have that. Luckily, I was listed separately from this other Cyrex on Apple Music from the jump. I just still don't have a picture nor access to my stats and figures. For the rest of the music services, with the exception of SoundCloud, obviously I made my own profile and put my own music up there. Anywhere else that I've posted, anywhere else that I've been distributed through DistroKid, shout out to DistroKid, fucking dope. Anybody else who is distributing me, or who is who is carrying my music, I don't seem to be listed separately. It's just that this other Cyrex, it seemed that he only had one release as Cyrex that went on Spotify or any of the others. One solo release. There were a few that seemed to be collaboration anythings, whether they were singles, EPs, or full-length projects. But they the overwhelming majority of what's actually listed to Cyrex as a solo artist is me. I'm the Cyrex of the present and future. Shout out to Eric C. I know this is not, it's not per se, and it's a minor, I guess, it's a minor thing. But we're also talking about stores that may not know about me. We're talking about stuff like Claro Musica. Claro Musica is not active in the United States. I'm sure it could be if you, select another country that you're from, but it's not exactly a flagship streaming service in this country. It's basically, as the name suggests, as the language of the name suggests, it's for Latin America. It's for the Hispanic world. So, you can select Dominican Republic. You can select, Brazil, or maybe Brazil. I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't go back on. But there's also Deezer. Now, Deezer is from France. Deezer is a French service. I don't know if that extends to. I'm sure it extends to the say French Guiana and other territories of France. They're a separate, they're an entity, but they're still considered part of the French Republic. They're still considered they're still considered French citizens, etc. And there's also Savin or Savin. Saavn. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that either. But that seems to be for India. India's got 1 billion people. I know that not all of them have the internet, but I'm just saying, if anybody's from India, look me up on Savin, and please provide show me that I'm on Savin, please, because I wasn't able to access that stuff. It shows, the site shows that I'm on Deezer, I'm on Gara Musica, I'm on Savin, but I can't get on there. And what's up with MediaNet? Now, okay, I guess it's media.net, contextual ad network. Okay. That might not be the right MediaNet. There it is. Oh my goodness. This is a big revelation, you guys. This is a big one. So, MediaNet is wait. No. This might not. Oh my goodness, I don't know. No, I don't know. Alright, first media was a contextual ad network. Then MediaNet was the largest TV operator, cable TV operator in the Maldives, which, let's see, MediaNet Music Wiki. Yeah, because I mean, it seems like they're a technology platform. It delivers powerful music and licensing capabilities. Alright, so basically it's a music store, but it's American. It's not in the Maldives. But that's cool, because it's still out there, and I found all of my songs on there. So you should check them out. There's also Microsoft Groove, but it seems like Spotify got that shit. Not to call them shit, just, it's one less link. So, now we're at the top 3. Check this out, guys. Top 3. 2 listeners in Hollywood. Now, I'm to assume that's Hollywood, Florida, because, we have Pompano Beach. And we have, another city in Broward County that's number 2. So shout out to my listeners from Hollywood. It's awesome, especially since just right when you say Hollywood. All right, so you like stage. Now that one makes sense, because I'm not saying all these cities are monoliths. I'm just saying I don't be around there. I don't know the people. So, but I know that Hollywood is surrounded by Broward County rappers, and Broward County rappers generally gravitate more towards the sound of stage or Broward County listeners, Broward County fans. Basically, Broward County hip hop. I can only speak for the hip hop demographic. But yeah, Hollywood. So Reckless. Wow, really? You know what? I'm guessing that at least somebody, who I've seen at one of these shows has gone back on there and checked me out from Hollywood. It's fun to say it like that. Hollywood. Progress as well. Okay. Okay. Alright, and go up. Wow, nice palette, the two of you. That's awesome, though. That really makes me happy. So, shout out to Hollywood, Florida, holding it down. The 954. And speaking of the 954, number 2 is Fort Lauderdale. 4 listeners. I got 4 people listening to me in Broward, at least. Now, I might know a couple of the people, or might not, but whoever you are, shout out to you. Let's check out what songs you're listening to. I know I got a couple of whoa people up there. Stage, all right. Reckless, all right. Progress, all right. Good. Oh wow! For good as fuck, you guys are tied with the number 1 of the whole list, but it's at 2 each. So you guys must be listening more often to Good as Fuck. So shout out to that's a double shout out. That's a shout out. I know that sounded awful, but if I had an effect, that would be cool. Anyway, elsewhere as well. Oh my goodness, and waiting. And go up. Yeah, I thought so. You also got 2 on go up. You're number 2 on that one as well. Well, I mean most times but you're number 6 on which one of them? I forget. I don't want to go back. I don't. So yeah, shout out to y'all on that one. 4 of y'all. Again, I do have a good idea of who it might be, but I don't want to but just in case, it's probably, Nate Charger, probably one of them. Shout out to you, Nate. You kind of put me on, high key. You kind of put me on. And since then, I've been doing better than ever. Better than ever, honestly. Next. Or not next. We're not next yet. There's a few people, honestly. There's a couple people who there's a little ambiguity with where you're from, as far as what I know. I'm not sure if you're from Northern Dade or from North Dade or if you're from Broward. So I don't want to get that twisted. Or if you're from Southern Palm Beach. So I don't want to get that twisted. You know what's funny? For all the west and east and that kind of stuff that we say, really most of this land is relegated to the east of the actual, most of the properties and most of the people, the populations, all the demographics, all the demography is really relegated to the eastern parts of each county. There's a lot more land in Dade County that people just don't live on because it's the Everglades. It's still like Everglades, and it's not really much. No, there aren't really many roads. It's not much in the place of roadage and actually ability to drive out there. Or there might be, and I just don't know it. Whatever the case may be, it's really mostly on the east, so technically everyone's an east sider. But yeah, shout out to Fort Lauderdale on that one. Much love to y'all. I really feel special that I got that one city got 4 listeners. And y'all have been up there for a little bit too. Y'all have been up there, and this is climbing. I've been taking a look at this list ever since I started to have access to this kind of stuff and actually saw that I could see these kinds of stats here. And Fort Lauderdale has been consistent on just this list. This is over the couple months that I've been an official Spotify artist rather than just an artist who listens to Spotify. That brings us to number 1 on the whole list. We have Miami. Now, that certainly makes me happy that the city that I come from, city that I, am from. Does it come from when I still live here? City that I'm from, city where I was raised. Goodness. 7 listeners. Now, I'm not going to front y'all, I'm one of them. I'm definitely one of them. And it's from my personal account. I've had my personal account for like 4 years. I've only had this for like months. So it's much easier to just use the personal one. And yeah, I'll be blasting my music from my personal, from my personal page or my personal account. And everybody that I follow and everybody that when I follow an artist, when I go to find an artist there, especially one that I know, if I follow somebody on there, it's from my personal account. So straight up, you may not really see me following people on Spotify, like from my artist profile. It might be from my personal, or it's more than likely from it's already from my personal one. If I follow you, like say, shout out to Tub Marley and shout out to Gerard, shout out to Marquise Fair, shout out to Scoop the Martian, shout out to The Vicious. I'm following y'all from my personal account. And what else am I forgetting? Shout out to G-Way Music. Who else am I following? Ooh, shout out to my babe, because I'm following you too. Coast to Coast Mixtapes, y'all too. King Docious, my dude. Dreamcast McFly, that's my guy right there. And the Remy's. Remy's are awesome. Saw them live. I think I've seen them live 3 times now. I actually, it slipped my mind when I was talking to them, and when I was congratulating them on a good set, it had slipped my mind that I actually saw them at AV as well, and I performed at that show, albeit probably after them. But let's take a look here. Like, not even frontin', I even have a playlist called Cyrex, in which I just have all my jams. All 9 of the songs that I've been talking about tonight. All 9 of my, all 6 of my singles. And, Chillin' Stun is less of a single. It's really more of just a track that I just put out there on that level. But, it's officially a single, so... But not a single. It's more like a half goal, something like that. Whatever that might be. It's not quite a single though. It's a street track. There we go. It's a street track. Chillin' Stunt is a street track. And my EP Free Samples, which if anybody where you should be following me, regardless of what you have, you should be following me also. Like whatever music service that you like most, yeah, follow me there. Yes, please, and thank you. You're awesome if you do, and you're awesome if you don't, but you're gonna be even more awesome when you do. So, just check me on whatever you just say. So like, say you like SoundCloud, you use SoundCloud, but you're paying for Apple Music every month. All right, yeah, listen to me on Apple Music and on SoundCloud. I'm paying for Spotify. So yeah, if I want to listen to myself, I get the luxury, I get the choice of, do I want to listen to it directly from my phone? Do I want to listen to it on SoundCloud? Because all my other jams are there. A few of my recent songs aren't there, or aren't on my phone. All my jams are there. Or do I want to listen on Spotify? All my singles are there. So SoundCloud, all that's where all of the, okay, deep cuts is not fair because technically, I mean, let me see. At this time, Breaking Point is my least streamed song on Spotify, and it could very well be the same for other outlets. Matter of fact, let's verify that. Let's take a look at let's take a look at me on Apple Music. Okay, so not quite as much Breaking Point. Breaking Point's actually listed above Elsewhere and Waiting. Alright. Now, what if we look at me on iTunes? I can just select one. Also available on iTunes. Cyrex on iTunes. Oh, it just brings me back. Also available on iTunes. Sing songs. Alright. Wow. Huh. When I select it, okay. Is it gonna stay the same? Oh, it does stay the same. Alright, so it's basically probably in a random order. Alright. False alarm, y'all. So Spotify and SoundCloud are the services on which I can verify that of the free sample songs, Breaking Point is the least streamed. Therefore, Breaking Point is the deep cut of, oh my goodness, what a mess. Yeah, Google Play has me all types of fucked up. Can you believe this shit? The only songs that have even made it like to the top 10, because all this stuff is the other Cyrex, his remixes and stuff like that. Which again, it's all good. Oh damn, you got mislabeled as Cyrex on one of them. Damn, bruh. Sorry, dog. I feel you. That happened to me once. Now the URL still says Cyrex, which is why on Change I share my link instead of his. Instead of Giant Ass Kid. Shout out to Giant Ass Kid. But dog, you gotta change that URL, please. Anyway, listeners in Miami. Now, I've been through this list enough times to know. Oh, right. I meant to say. Anyway, SoundCloud has my deep cuts. Like deep cuts, like my just songs, and it has my Lucy's. Ain't really Lucy's on Spotify and stuff like that. That's just really just singles. But Spotify or SoundCloud has my Lucy's, so it's got that jam session that I got with Louis. Shout out to Louis, my dude. It's also got it used to have a couple freestyles on there, but they're not there anymore. It does have my affirmative action cover with Regino. Shout out to Regino. And that is the 4th and bonus track of free samples. So yeah, you get the full project there with the bonus. That is the first song that I have that's attributed to me, but features another rapper. And it's actually not even listed as featuring him. It's listed as like us. It's listed as a duet. So yeah, shout out to. Really, I've been through this list enough times to know that everybody in Miami is listening. Or is that Miami's listening to all the songs. But again, I'm in Miami and I'm listening. And shout out to my babe because I know she's listening. I don't know what city she's listed as. Maybe she made this account before she was in that area, before she was living in the what's legally considered homestead or what's listed as homestead. Maybe before that, I don't know. But let's go through them. We're gonna go through them just for the sake of numbers, or just for the sake of seeing who's listening. Breaking Point, 3 people, so 2 other people. Nice. Shout out to y'all. And yeah, Breaking Point has been the lone song on this whole list where in the last 28 days it has not appeared to have been streamed on Spotify outside of Miami. But we're also thinking of like all the unincorporated communities that are also listed as Miami. So, what are we really talking about? We're talking about all over the county. Stage 3, shout out to y'all. Reckless 5. So, to get these outside stats, obviously subtract 1 from each number as far as Miami goes, because there's me. So Reckless got 5 listeners. That's awesome. Alright, progress. We're back to 3. So I'll get us a newer song. Let y'all get in the groove. Now, Good as Fuck 2. So it means just me and one other person. Back to 3 for Elsewhere. Okay. Waiting. We have 3. Shout out to y'all, by the way, all of y'all with Elsewhere and with Waiting, and the 3 with Chillin' Stunt as well. Go up, we have 4. So what does this tell us? Because we have 7. This tells us that only a couple people are listening to every song. Some of y'all, it doesn't seem like the entire 7 of us are listening to any one of the songs, because then it would be listed as 7. But it seems like the most of us are definitely listening to Go Up. So I certainly appreciate those people listening. This was fun, actually. I didn't expect quite to go in this direction for this episode, but I feel like, anything else that I do, we're talking about you waiting an hour to get to. We're talking about, we're already at 62 minutes already, So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to call it for this episode. You already know, Cyrex MC on everything. Cyrex MC. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Glad to be back in the new year. Gonna have a lot more coming. And really just glad that you're listening. That's really awesome. And, this is also the best time to start listening, because this is before the really good stuff happens. We're going to be talking about, me scrambling to make episodes, and, not scrambling, rushing them and, making them, crap. But, I like having this casual setting for the podcast. It's really enjoyable, and I just like talking. Now, of course, we do have some big plans for the podcast this year. Now, I want to state these now, and we'll probably reiterate them at the top of the next episode. I want to have more guests. I want to have more co-hosting. So that means you're gonna see. A couple more episodes with Johnny Woo on here with KJ. You're also probably gonna see some more with Leanne, and we have a surprise co-hostess. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm definitely also gonna have, try to bring more people on the show. Try and keep the vibe fresh, keep the conversations fresh. Now, at this point, we're deep enough in here to really call this a hip hop podcast. I think that's a fair assessment, right? So, we touch on other topics just because there's other things going on in this world. But a lot of what I talk about is hip hop. I talk about hip hop probably at least for 5 minutes every single episode, even if it's just my own. And basically we're gonna have more stuff going on, and I cannot wait. So, wow. One more stat that I want to look at, guys. Saves. The amount of times that the amount of people that have saved my songs. None of them have 0. That makes me really happy. Go up 4. Now we're talking about since upload date, because in the last month, it's only been stage that's been. I mean, not stage. It's only been progress that's been saved, and it's been saved by 2 people. And I'm not one of them. In fact, I think I may have saved Chill and Stunt by accident, but don't worry about that. I'm probably not going to unsave it, especially not for the sake of this reading, or for the sake of this comparison, for the sake of me reading these fucking stats. Yeah, I know. Even my mind bothers even me sometimes. Anyway, go up 4 saves. Good as fuck. 2 saves. Chill and Stunt 6 saves. Killer. Waiting 2 saves. Elsewhere 2 saves. Breaking Point 2 saves. It's safe to assume that 2 people just saved free samples. That's at least a safe assumption, you know. It's just as safe to assume that 1 person saved them, and then for 1 person saved the EP, and then 3 other people saved each one, or 1 person saved all 3, or 2 and 1. It could go a few ways. Because especially since once you save a full project, you save what you're doing is saving each individual song. You know, what's a project without the songs in it? That's what it really comes down to. All is songs. That's it. Anyway, Progress 2 saves. Reckless 3 saves. Nice. And Stage 5 saves. 5 saves. Fuck me. So yeah, we're talking about since their upload date, Chill and Stunt and Stage have the most saves. As far as listeners, Good as Fuck has the most with 16 listeners. This is again since upload date. Go Up, Chill and Stunt, and Waiting each follow with 15. So that's really cool. I'm taking like a lot of solace. It's goddamn. I'm taking a lot of solace in the fact that none of these are 0. Granted, when I go into more nitty-gritty figures, say the last week, yeah, a couple of them might be 0. That's cool. It's just a week. But like, I'm making moves on a grand scale, on a big picture. I'm making moves, y'all. Like, things are coming out, and y'all are making moves by, creating more moves for me. Because you really create the demand for an artist. And as we're going up with these listens, we'll be at 1,000. At least one of these songs. Right now, the most streamed song, point blank period, streamed song by me on Spotify is Go Up. 259 streams since its upload on September 27th, 2017. So the song hasn't even been out for a full 4 months. And 259 streams. Considering what an obscure artist I am at this level, that's good. Now, of course, we can make that better, and we're gonna. So, let's get together. Let's pick your favorite song and just put that shit on repeat. Or your favorite songs and put that shit on repeat. And let's just, let's get up there. Let's get to 1,000 streams. First one I'd like to get to 1,000 streams is Go Up, just because it's closer by 23 streams compared to Good as Fuck, and by almost 200 streams compared to Breaking Point. So What was I gonna say? So yeah, we're moving on up. We are certainly moving up. And mind you, the first things that I did put on here were Chill and Stunt, Good as Fuck. Good as Fuck. There's a slight skew because before Stage, everything had already, anything before Stage was released. It came on there on July 14th. With these, well, Stage and Free Samples were put on there on July 21st. The actual release date of Stage versus Good as Fucking Chill and Stunt were each put on there a week prior, exactly a week prior. Now, what that created differently for those two was the fact that Good as Fuck was actually released on April 20th, 2017, and Chill and Stunt was released sometime in May. I feel like it was May 20th, but it could have been earlier. It was in May. I'll double check that. You know what? I can actually do that pretty quickly. I can actually just go in there, edit the song, and not actually edit it. Oh, never mind. I didn't put an actual release date or put a physical release date, but it says I did this 8 months ago. Now, December, November. Yeah, that would be 8 months, yeah. Yeah, going from 1 back to 5 would definitely be 8 months. Alright, yeah. So sometime in May. It must have been earlier May, because otherwise it would probably be listed as 7 months, just because it would probably just automatically round down like most of these things do. But anyway, Free Samples technically was released as songs, back in 2013, 2014, but I formally considered it a project from 2014 to this day, and what I decided to do was just wrap them up in a playlist on on SoundCloud, and just release them together on everything else, including Bandcamp. That's right. Free Samples and Good as Fuck are on Bandcamp. Other stuff will be coming, around the mountain when it comes. Anyway, I was gonna say something about, the rest of these songs. Stage came out July 21st. Go Up came out September 27th. Reckless, November 24th, although it made it to Spotify and most other stuff, November 25th. Progress, December 25th, on Christmas, y'all. Although it didn't make it quite to Spotify on Christmas, so yeah, that, it didn't quite exactly, it wasn't exactly the best, because it would have been perfect promo if it was on all the stuff people like to go on, because some people do not like to go on SoundCloud. Actually, many people, I imagine, do not like to go on SoundCloud. Many people probably consider it that place where those rappers are, those unprofessional rappers, whatever. I imagine there's people who look down on it. That's a fact. There's people who look down on SoundCloud, and they consider Spotify and Apple Music, the pristine, clean ones, to be the standard. Lucky for you, you can't dodge me. I'm on Tidal. I'm on Spotify. I'm on Apple. I'm on Groove. I'm on Google, Amazon, and all the other shit. I'm on stuff that, we don't even use in this country. Stuff that other countries use. And it would be dope if I was on Napster. Because I'm pretty sure, but do people pay for Napster? I don't know how that works. But I've read that Napster pays the most per stream. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull up that. Okay, so yeah, Spotify. No, I don't know. I just went in saying the word Spotify. So Tidal is second most, but Napster pays the most. They're at 1 2/3 of a cent. 1 2/3 streams per. 1 2/3 cents per stream. And Tidal is at 1.1 cents per stream. That means that it would take me, let's see, 10 streams, 11 cents. Means it'd take me 1,000 streams to earn $11. Which, I mean, I guess is a tremendous alternative to, say, wow, oh my goodness, 10,000 streams on YouTube to get $6. Goodness. But, of course, YouTube has far and away the most users. And we're also counting people who are able to use YouTube without paying and without even registering. So it's way more than that. The rest of these, you gotta register. You gotta have some type of something. But yeah, as we move on up, more kind of legislature. By the way, a petition, anyway, came across me. Let me find it right about now. Where's my BMI folder? Here it is, the Music Modernization Act. Now, the Music Modernization Act is basically to it's to update music copyright law. First, or most significant update in over a generation. Basically an agreement between music and tech industries. Bipartisan effort, I guess, as in by both industries. They often don't know who to pay money. So the services don't really know who to pay, and money is lost due to lack of information inefficiency. So the Music Modernization Act will create an entity funded by these companies to pay mechanical royalties for these streams. So it's also going to give songwriters a better shot at getting higher royalty rates from Copyright Royalty Board proceedings. Okay. Nice. So it seems like it will also provide us with, a little more in the straight up cash department. So yeah, I would encourage all of you to go ahead and sign that. Yeah, I hadn't read every last part, but I read the big, fat parts. So yeah, Music Modernization Act. That's Music Modernization Act. I highly encourage you all to go ahead and sign it. And matter of fact, I am going to include a link in the description of this so that you can so that you can check it out, and so you can read about it and be sure that you do want to sign this, or electronically sign it, but still. I'm gonna do a tiny URL type thing though. So yeah, that's about it for this episode. I went a few minutes longer than I intended to, but yeah. Thanks so much for listening, both to the music and to this, and to everything that I do. If you do, be sure to follow Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, SoundCloud, Musically, Symbol, And anything else, I'm on Cyrex MC, Cyrex MC. And just thank you for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. Please be sure to join the notification squad. Yeah. And that's about it. Once again, I'm Cyrex. This is The Free Show, episode 33. Y'all have a good night.